死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君はまだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ万歳。ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランドスライドまで。
ゼロ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてね。この世界季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコ掴んでいいさ。そう言い放せるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage I. of the 199. Happy to see all of you here today on a Tuesday, right before Tuesday night's main event. We're going to cover a few things. And I already saw a comment. Derek says, grown men playing Mario Kart shaking my head. Well, Derek, I'll have you know that I also play a real man's game like Fortnite. So what the fuck are you going to do about it? Fortnite offsets me playing the children's game Mario Kart. All right? So there you go. I gave you a little balance. Okay? So, a real man's game Fortnite, and then the children's game Mario Kart. Anyway, hi everyone. Jason says, anyone else see the E-Whore cop who is on paid vacation? We investigated ourselves and found we did nothing wrong. Reminder, this is what you voted for. Yes, I covered that. I haven't heard any updates on it, but I did cover that that female cop that basically got suspended and investigated and all that bullshit. So listen, the reason I went live a little early is that we have a missing person report that we're going to have to address. And that's why I said, well, we can't wait 5 extra minutes. So this is a very, very serious situation. So I'm going to need everyone's attention. I want everyone to be really respectful in the comments section. But let's go ahead and talk about it. This is a missing persons alert. Nancy Mace has posted this picture. And we now have confirmed reports that Nancy Mace's ass is missing. We are in search of Nancy Mace's ass. If anyone has seen her ass, please report to your local authorities. This is a serious situation. This is a very, very serious situation. I can't believe she posted this. I can't believe she posted this. Holy shit. So the comments are absolutely insane. And it's Twitter, so it's exactly what you think it would be. The comment section is brutal, okay? OMG, delete this. I want my taxes to be the same as your ass. Holy shit. Oh. Oh no. Oh God. You and Hank Hill have the same profile. Look at that. What the fuck? Whoo. Dude, the internet is so I gotta be careful. I didn't know what I was scrolling to, but anyway, 6 out of 10 flatter than I expected. This is what the internet does. Okay, this is what the internet does. But I just was like, that's probably not the best picture to post. So Anyway, just wanted to show everyone that as you are getting in here. Appreciate it. So happy Tuesday. We got some big news, right here. Let's go ahead and share this right here. Some interesting news, to say the least.
House Oversight Chairman James Comer has just issued subpoenas in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Chairman Comer sent one subpoena to the Department of Justice for the complete Epstein files and more for depositions from former officials. Those officials include former attorneys general Bill Barr, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, and Merrick Garland. Also, former FBI directors Robert Mueller and James Comey, and both of these people now, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and her husband, former President Bill Clinton. We'll keep you posted as those subpoenas are served and action is taken.
Hey, everyone.
So, I have no idea if these hearings are going to be live, but I will definitely be covering this live if it is live. So, and look, they probably will be pleading the Fifth Amendment. I don't know, but listen, the nothing has ever happened. The nothing ever happens crowd. This is something. And what will it lead to? I don't know, but this is definitely something. And I'm very happy that at least we're starting to see some traction. Now, I do think that a lot of the complaints that a lot of MAGA people have been sharing, and a lot of the fact that so many of us have been very upset, has definitely led to traction on this situation. So continue to complain, continue to voice your displeasure, continue to call out the administration on their disastrous handling of this Epstein situation, because again, they are the reason this is happening. Pam Bondi, under the direction of President Trump and JD Vance. Like, you can sit there and say like whatever you want, but those influencers that came to the White House that day, they said Trump and Vance were there when Pam Bondi did this stupid Epstein files binder situation and got everybody worked up for nothing. So that falls on Trump. It falls on Vance. It falls on Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi. So hopefully we'll start getting some traction. So that's huge news. I'm really, really happy about that. Dougie B for 50 says, I am proud to admit that Comer is my congressman. See, Kentucky can do things right. Hey, look at there. Hail to Dougie B in the house. The man that funds the Park Hoppin' channel. Like, he basically owns the Park Hoppin' channel. So that's how it is. I said that about like ABF and Laughing Man and, all these other people that drop all these huge super chats. And like, I don't mean that they actually do run the channel. It's a joke, but they do make sure the channels move forward. So, but I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Cole Hauser says, what's up, brother Jeremy? Praise Allah. Thank you, Cole Hauser. Good to see you, bro. Look at that. Soundwave Superior says, hell yeah, Kentucky represent. I used to ask everybody where you're watching from at the end of my streams. I might bring that back at the end of streams. I might bring that back. That's always a pretty fun way to kind of see where everybody's from and what they're up to and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So I got some bad news for all of you. WWE has been canceled. It's over because of the MAGA involvement, because of President Trump, because of Brock Lesnar. MAGA is done. I'm sorry. WWE is done because of MAGA. Okay. Now, this is a terrible, terrible situation. WWE will never survive. WWE will never survive. Here we go, right here.
I look like a fucking disaster and I'm in the car because I just got back from the grocery store, but WWE is going full fascist and I can no longer support them. The show was going pretty normally. First night of a 2-night SummerSlam, first one they've ever had. Show was going fine. Booking was decent. Some questionable decisions here and there. Don't get me started on the Sami Zayn. And then the segment before the main event, they show a bunch of pictures of Triple H at the White House signing that executive order with Donald Trump.
Oh, President Trump shows up. It's over. How will WWE ever survive with this freak leaving as a fan?
Now, WWE has had ties to the administration and just like Republican fashy bullshit for a long time, but this was very direct on screen. They said, "Make America fit again" on commentary. And
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably should listen to that. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. But I'm gonna think that maybe you should listen to that slogan.
But this was very direct on screen. They said, "Make America fit again" on commentary. And the White House played into it a lot as well, having Triple H come out and do his fucking water spit entrance, and they made a whole thing about it. And just, I can't do it anymore. Even if there's talent there that I like, I cannot support a company who is openly supporting an administration who wants to see me dead.
How will WWE survive the MAGA onslaught? I don't know. When you have loyal fans that are very level-headed and clearly not mentally ill leaving the fandom like this, I just do not know what's going to happen now. I hope that they will survive. This could be the end of the road. This is all added on to the fact that, Brock Lesnar has returned, and the people like this are very offended over this. And I am having a lot of fun watching what is called the IWC meltdown, full of mentally ill people. And the more involvement that we could see from Trump and the Trump administration would probably be a positive for the WWE. I personally don't know if they're going to go that route. TKO, who owns UFC and WWE, obviously TKO embraces that a lot. I don't know if WWE is going to embrace that as much, but the more embracing that the WWE has of MAGA, the more we're going to see meltdowns and freakouts like this. And I 100% support that right there. So, we'll see what happens. But WWE is over. Mika, what the hell is that? I don't even know what the hell that is, but thank you for the $1. Christian Rocker says, must be a Jey Uso fan. Oh, boy. What up, Oos? Oos. I can't stand Jey Uso. Anyway, we're not going to focus completely on wrestling right now because it's been an interesting day. Because one President Donald Trump, this guy is the king of iconic moments and iconic photos. It's just unbelievable, man. It really is. So here's President Trump right here on the roof of the White House. All right? Like, it's crazy. How does he do it? I don't know. President Trump on the roof of the White House.
Take a look here. As you can see him there, just strolling along again on the West Colonnade, on the roof there, talking to what looks to be some advisors. Not entirely sure what this little tour was about. This was not on the president's schedule. So this was really an impromptu live look that we had from there in Washington. And in just moments, I do believe you're going to see the president kind of walking through, and hopefully we hear some of what was being shouted by reporters that were down there on the ground. Of course, the press follows the president at all times of the day. And then a reminder that coming up later on today at 4 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to be seeing him signing some new executive orders there from inside of the Oval Office. I do believe it's not going to be live footage, but it will be a tape playback. And of course, we're going to air it all in its entirety here at Live Now from Fox. All right, he's walking up. Let's listen in.
He's just standing on the roof yelling at reporters. It's the greatest thing. Can't understand anything anybody's saying. This dude is one of one.
Mr. President, what are you doing up there? Taking a little walk.
Taking a little walk.
Come down and talk to us. For your help. What are you doing? Rose Garden Book. Goes with the ballroom, which is on the other side. Are you for that job? Hello, Peter. You're looking good, Peter.
Are you going to build up here? What does that mean?
What do you
I said, what does that mean? Now, that moment right there has been memed to hell, all right? And, of course, everything Trump does gets memed to hell. But that one in particular, let me show you this one really quick. It's just like the dude is everything he does is iconic. It's crazy. But that one in particular is right here. And I've bookmarked a lot of stuff this morning already. Right here. Trump describing Sydney Sweeney. It's so good. All right, let's go back to this. Here we go.
Are you going to build up here? What does that mean?
What do you do? More money to spend my money.
Can you give us another minute?
We'll show you. It's just another way to spend my money for the country. Anything I do is financed by me, so in other words, contributed. Just like my salary is contributed, and nobody ever mentions that.
All right, so as you saw there, those questions were being shouted out by the ground. Obviously, he wasn't mic'd up, couldn't really hear him too clearly, but that happening moments ago there at
freaking Trump, man. And so the response to this has been pretty crazy. Right here, when the press pool asked Trump why he's on the roof.
Just hanging around. Mr. President, what are you doing up there?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
Just hanging around.
Mr. President, what are you doing up there? Me? I don't know. Just hanging around. Somebody needs to boost the audio on that one, but that's really good. Yeah, so it's been pretty awesome to watch this. Now, we did get this report that Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell opposes the release of grand jury testimony of her trial. Bondi filed to unseal the testimony several weeks ago as public calls for transparency intensifies. Maxwell has not seen the material and cannot take an informed position, given that she is actively litigating her case and does not know what is in the grand jury record. She has no choice but to respectfully oppose the government's motion to unseal it, her attorney said in a filing in the Southern District of New York. So make of that what you will, but you can criticize Pam Bondi about a lot of stuff, but I mean, she's the one filing for it. Maxwell is opposing the release of it. I don't really know exactly what the end result will be there, but at least they're trying to give some level of transparency there. So we'll see what happens with that. The Epstein stuff is not going away anytime soon. And that is just the truth of the matter. In fact, Hunter Biden is back, boys. He's back. And he says that Jeffrey Epstein didn't unalive himself. Also says Trump's name is in the files. And listen to what he has to say. Hunter Biden's back.
Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile that it came into enormous wealth by very mysterious circumstances and had connections across the globe to very, very powerful people. And he was murdered right before it was all about to blow up. And now there's supposedly are no files that the American people can see to explain all of that.
I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, do I think that there's an actual list? No, I don't think that there's an actual list. I don't think that he was that stupid. But do I think that what they do have implicates him? Yeah, I think so. You know, I mean, Epstein introduced Melania to Trump. The connections are like so wide and deep. Anyway, why do we think they don't want the files released? I don't know. I think John, you know, that thing that John Hallman says is like a long time ago. I think is the most accurate kind of assessment of them.
You know, what's interesting is Hunter Biden and no one from the Biden administration or the Biden family and the Democratic Party never said a word about this when Joe Biden was in power.
Which is everything is projection or confession. Everything. So when he puts out that tweet and he says, Epstein now is the Russia hoax or the Hunter Biden laptop.
The laptop from hell, which the Democrats swore came from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom.
Like, I wonder if it works. Do you know what I mean? When he says to his followers, like, you're no supporter of mine if you keep talking about Epstein.
Yeah. What do you think was in the files?
So again, Hunter Biden's done another interview with the Channel 5 YouTube channel. And so credibility is certainly something that is going to have to be addressed from that perspective. Hunter Biden has no credibility to talk about anything. And he's only talking about it because it's politically convenient for his family for him to discredit President Trump. Meanwhile, when your dad was in office, you never cared to talk about this. You never cared to bring this up as a big concern. You never cared about how horrible this situation was. It's absolutely insane. So, I mean, Hunter Biden has zero credibility. Even if he may be spot on about a couple of things that he said, he has zero credibility. Zero. But this story is not going away. And that's the overall point. And hopefully the administration will recognize that and do something about it. We'll see. Now, the administration is leaning into South Park memes, which I think is a absolutely perfect way to handle this. It's actually brilliant that the administration is leaning into the South Park satire like this. Very smart. This is exactly what you should be doing. Own it. And this is perfect. This is perfect right here. You cannot let South Park make you look bad because they absolutely will if you don't roll with it. So I'm glad that they're doing that. Completely own it, lean into it, and that is how you will show that you get it. Like, okay, we get it. I understand what's going on now. Isaac says, never watched WWE, might have to start now, MAGA. Well, again, so don't go into WWE thinking it's pro MAGA because it's not. Could it that ultimately happen? Maybe. But there are wrestlers on the roster that are so delusional with their TDS. People like CM Punk and Sami Zayn. I'm sure a lot of the female wrestlers that they are out of their minds with TDS. So I don't think MAGA is going to be fully embraced or anything by WWE. But the problem is it's already been done too much for a lot of these leftist lunatics. So they're going to be losing their minds. Unworn Owl for 10 says, these people are so confused by this man just going on the roof. And you know what's funny about that is that this is what Trump does. Okay, look at this. People are showing this meme right here of Trump back in New York. Let me see if I can find it. Right. I bookmarked so many things right here. So people are showing this from Trump, New York, on his Trump Tower, and now Trump at the White House. So that's where we are, man. One of one. Donald Trump. Piano Dean says, oh, I wonder how sloped the White House roof is. Be careful, Secret Service. Nico says, Nancy Mace is hot with that flat bum. She taking it. I mean, listen, Nancy Mace is not an ugly chick by any means, but the picture itself was, it was just funny. It was just funny that she decided to post that with no self-awareness to what the internet's going to do. Ramtack says incoming infinity pool on the roof of the White House. Mika Lika says the word of the day is hot men. I'll see what Mike has to say about that on Tuesday night's main event. Grinning Tiki says these are the best gutters. Fantastic, really. Fantastic, really. You know, I saw a guy that did a impersonation of Tucker Carlson, and it was so good. I don't know what his name was. Let's see. Tucker Carlson. Let's see here. It was a comedian. He kind of redid Tucker Carlson's conversation with Candace Owens. Here it is right here. This is freaking good, man. All right. Right here. Listen to this guy as Tucker Carlson. This guy is phenomenal.
Mike Tyson, it's hard to believe that I'm sitting in the presence of greatness, actually.
Hey, listen, I don't think of myself in terms of greatness.
So that's Mike Tyson and Tucker.
You really are, Mike. I mean, I feel an almost biblical sense of admiration for you. I would be lying if I didn't say I feel a little bit of fear. I do!
Hey, Tucker, there's the old me. I'm not that guy no more.
Yes, I can feel that.
It's interesting. I prefer, I don't want nobody to feel no fear in my presence. I prefer to be loved. It's all about loving one another.
Machiavelli's conundrum, yes.
Exactly. So I always thought it was better to be feared than loved.
I wonder if it was God coming into your life.
I don't know. I guess I just got old and my goals changed too.
Right, and I think that everybody changes as they get older, especially as we learn about some of the flaws that we have. I mean, I'm learning a lot about the flaws that I have, actually, I think.
Hey, we're all just human beings with.
Dude, this is so good. His Tucker is insane.
Imperfections and flaws, you know.
Right, and I think that as Christians, we all have to acknowledge that. I mean, it seems so it seems so obvious, but I understand that you had some. Big news that you wanted to announce.
Yeah, so I'd like to run for president.
Wait, did I just hear that Mike Tyson is running for president?
Hey! I'm not joking right now.
What?
Shit is great, man. But yeah, his the one with him and Candace. Let's see if I can find that one because it was really good too. When I saw him, oh gosh, he did Lex, what's his name? Fridman? Dude, this is insane. All right. So Lex Fridman, I think, is the most boring podcaster in the world. Listen to this.
I am Mike Tyson, a fighting legend and arguably the baddest man on the planet. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Hey, thank you so much for having me in the podcast.
I've always wanted to ask you, when you were opposite your opponent, was it just about winning the fight even by points, or was it always about getting that knockout?
No, I wanted to kill him.
Is it Friedman? Well, his fucking name, I don't watch the guy, so that's a terrible pause. My bad for the comedian there. But so it's Friedman. Well, then why does it have two fucking E's in it? It literally is F-R-I-D, Friedman.
You mean like kill his capacity to hate so that he only had the capacity to love?
No, I mean, I literally wanted to kill him and take his soul, you know.
Was that nature or nurture?
Hey, listen, before any fight that I ever went into, Cuss used to told me, used to say, go take his soul. That was Cuss, you know.
It's interesting to me that you wanted to take his soul, because I just wonder if it's possible that on some level you wanted to do that so that you could cleanse his heart of hate.
That's so good. Let me find, is this the Candace one right here? Here we go.
Candice, thank you so much for coming on, and I mean that. You're being sued by the Macrones, which is just weird.
What is that? So they're suing me because they know that I have exposed the fact that Bridget Macron has a penis, and I will just never, ever shut up about that disgusting fact.
By the way, as well, it's worth noting that people think that France is a democracy. It's not, like, at all. It's 100% ruled by Macron with an iron fist and a violent intelligence force. Quite evil. Not as evil as the CIA, obviously.
But I also feel like people like Macron are not really the ones holding power. I feel like there's somebody out there just pulling the strings in some way.
Yes.
And again, this is all out there on Wikipedia. You should check this up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. But these men are so pathetic and weak. They're not even like real men.
Well, I think that's perfectly true. I don't know anybody that would ever say, I think, that Macron is in power. Is be like, what? What are you even saying?
Yeah, his Candace isn't very good, but his Tucker and his Lex Friedman apparently is his name, is spot on. So anyway, wanted to show everybody that because that hit my timeline earlier. Nosfertin says, last week I got my CobraCast desk mat and I love it. However, unlike the others, not getting the stuff I received on a second one yesterday that I didn't order. Yeah, you guys, please continue to keep me updated on that because people are emailing me about new distributors that we could use potentially. Teespring is certainly a lot of people have gotten theirs, to be fair, but Teespring is certainly not the long-term answer for us at all. So I do apologize for all of you that are having issues with them. Bearded Llama says, have you seen the god-awful Lizzo trying to imitate Sydney Sweeney ad? I haven't seen it, but I did bookmark it. And I'm not looking forward to watching it. I'm looking for it right now. Here we go.
Oh, give me some space. It's way too hot up in here. I'm sweating out of my lace. Don't need no bottle service. We pulled up with our drinks. Trunk full of that Ace. Trunk full of that Henny. If we ain't got no Waffle House, we pulling up to the Denny's. I'ma give him a grand slam. He pulling off of the panties. The way he hit from the back, I might give him one of my Grammys. Did this for the culture. That left, right, and that bend it over. Got scissor and Doja. I ate that. Now let's do it over. Bitch, what did I told you? I'm going into October. Niggas acting like the fun is over. Niggas acting like summer's over. But oh, give me some.
Trump is taking questions. Let's go to that then, because good Lord.
Their energy imports. Your response to that, sir?
I don't know anything about it. I'd have to check, but we'll get back to you on that. Yeah, please.
Mr. President.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen the Hamas released video of Israeli hostage Avitar David starving and being forced to dig his own grave in a Hamas tunnel?
I have, yeah. I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible. And I hope a lot of people do get to see it as bad as it is, because I think it's a horrible thing. Yeah, behind you, please.
Mr. President,
yes.
Can you speak to just how, this drop-off in foreign-born workers is going to benefit Americans, and will it force American companies to pay fairer wages to American workers?
Well, we want to take care of our American workers, and first and foremost, and that's what we're doing. We also want to help our farmers, because our farmers are producing like never before. We have to help them. And we're working out some very complicated strategies and language. But the main thing that I think I was elected to do is to get the illegals out of our country, who are especially in particular criminals. 11,888 murderers were allowed into our country with Biden's open border policy.
Thank you, left-handed raccoon, for that 50. I'll get you in just a minute.
The Border Patrol never went to the border one time. That's Kamala. And think of it. We have murderers. We have people coming in from all countries all over the world, from prisons in the Congo and Africa, from prisons all over South America, all over rough parts of Europe, all over Asia. They're pouring into our country. Not anymore. So we just announced we had our third consecutive month where we were rated 0 people. And these are, frankly, very liberal people that make up these charts. So I don't know what's wrong with them. They seem to not be doing their job for the Democrats. But I'm honored by the fact that they say it. We're very tough on the border. and people can come into our country, but they have to come in legally. So I think that we've done an amazing job, actually. But we have to get the criminals out of our country, murderers, drug dealers, gang members. They emptied prisons into our country. It's one of the reasons, I think, even beyond the economy, it's one of the reasons I got elected. It's really maybe the number one. It was between the economy and that. But, as I said before, our nation is doing really well, but we have to get these really bad people. They should have never been allowed in our country. Open border policy is for fools. We're the only country in the world with an open borders policy, but we don't have that anymore. We had zero now for 3 months in a row. Peter?
Much, President Trump. Nice to see you got off the roof all right.
Yeah.
You said this morning that you probably won't be running for a third term. This weekend, Secretary of State Rubio said that he thought J.D. Vance would be a great nominee. You could clear the entire Republican field right now. Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is J.D. Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with J.D. in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here. So it's too early, obviously, to talk about it, but certainly he's doing a great job, and he would be probably favored at this point.
If Texas redrawing their congressional map would get you 5 safe red seats, means that California, New York, Illinois, and Maryland are all going to redraw their maps to add safe.
Well, they'll do it anyway.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, they'll do it anyway. Why? If we stop over there, they would have done it anyway. Look, a lot of these states, I watched this morning as Democrats are complaining, and they're complaining from states where they've done it, like in Illinois, like in Massachusetts. I watched this lunatic, Pocahontas. She's a total lunatic. I don't know what she's on. She's all jumping up and down like I've never seen anything like it, talking about supporting the communist mayor. And he's not a socialist. He's a communist, okay? This is not a socialist, man. This is a communist. If you look at any of his policies and go back 6 months, you don't even have to go back further than that. So they want to put a communist in New York. Now, the good news is we have a lot of power over that because we're the ones with the money. We send the money. We don't send the money. It's up to the White House, a lot of power in the White House. But when I watched her jumping up and down, talking about that and supporting the communists, but if you look at what's going on with the redistricting or whatever you want to call it, the Democrats have done it long before we started. They've done it all over the place. They did it in New York. They did it in a lot of different states. But in Massachusetts, so somebody used this as an example today. I was interviewed this morning, and they said, it's pretty unfair. Trump got 40%. I'm not proud of that, but I think I probably got more, but that's okay. I got 40% in Massachusetts, and yet they have 100% of the vote in terms of Congress. So there's no Republican, there's no anything. So we should have 40%. You know why? They redistricted, and they've done it all over the place. And they've done it in California, by the way. Before this, they've done it in California. So we'll see what happens. We have a wonderful governor in Texas. He feels strongly about it. It's going to be up to him. I think there's tremendous support for it. And, we've watched the Democrats destroy our country in 4 years. They've destroyed between their open borders that we talked about, transgender for everybody, all of the horrible things that they've done, high taxes, horrible medical provision for people. We've watched them destroy our country for 4 years, and people don't want that. And people in Texas, as you saw, I got the highest vote in the history of Texas. I love Texas. Texas likes me, obviously.
Thank you, Left-Handed Raccoon. Appreciate it, brother.
Out on the show. Did you see that where they checked it out? They said he actually did get the highest vote in the history of Texas, which disappointed them. They were very disappointed to hear that. But Texas is a place that's done very well with a free enterprise kind of an attitude, with the exact opposite of what's happening in New York with a communist mayor. And they know what they're doing, and they're doing the right thing. Yeah.
2 questions for you.
Mr. President, thank you. Texas Senator John Cornyn. Texas Senator John Cornyn is asking for your help to force Democrats back to the state and hold them accountable. Do you want the federal government and the FBI to help locate and arrest these Texas Democrats who have left the state?
Well, I think they've abandoned the state. Nobody's seen anything like it, even though they've done it twice before. And in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to. They may have to. No, I know they want him back. Not only the attorney general, the governor wants him back. If you look, I mean, the governor of Texas is demanding they come back. So a lot of people are demanding they come back. You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, President Trump. Two questions for you. One, were you aware of and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department?
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man. His name is Todd Blanche. He's a very legitimate person, very high. I just a very highly thought of person, respected by everybody. And I didn't talk to him about it, but I will tell you that whatever he asked would be totally appropriate. And it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people. But I will say this, Todd Blanche is one of the most highly respected people you'll ever meet. So I know this. I didn't discuss it with him, but anything he talked about with her or the fact that he did that, not unusual, number one, and most importantly is something that would be totally above board. Please. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Thanks, Mr. President. Mr. President, how much more would you like DOJ to cut from the federal government?
Well, it's not so much DOJ anymore. And by the way, I have to say that somebody from DOJ was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run. But it's not a question of DOJ. We have great people, secretaries and all, working with DOJ and cutting with I said with a scalpel as opposed with an axe. They're cutting with a fine tooth comb, and they're getting rid of people that aren't doing their job or bad people or bad things, bad policy, et cetera, et cetera. And I think we've been very successful in that. And there's more cutting to do, but there's also more getting. We want smart people in government. Our country is doing great. I think we are doing probably, maybe in many ways, better than we've ever done before. We're taking in trillions, not billions, trillions and trillions of dollars from other countries who for years took advantage of us. They took advantage of the United States like we were children. And that's not happening anymore. Now they're paying a lot of money, and they're paying hundreds of billions of dollars. Individual countries paying hundreds of billions of dollars. You're seeing what everybody else is seeing. And we have a lot of things we can do. One of the questions asked of me this morning is, are you going to make a dividend to the people? And the purpose of what I'm doing is primarily to pay down debt, which will happen in very large quantity. But I think there's also a possibility that we're taking in so much money that we may very well make a dividend to the people of America. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. So there is President Trump taking some questions. And can you believe that guy is 79 years old? Like, that's absolutely crazy. 79 years old. It makes no sense. Young, vibrant man right there for sure. So we caught a few of that on the tail end. So left-handed raccoon for $50 says, howdy from Texas, just tuned in to the most trusted homosexual man in news to say the head of the fabrication department in my job. I am a CNC programmer machinist. Quit yesterday, allegedly because he's illegal. I'm still not tired of winning. Well, thank you for the 50. I appreciate it, brother. I'm not either. I'm not tired of winning either. Fantastic Knox says Levi's should have gotten Lizzo for their jeans ad. Well, listen, okay, going back to that, I played the Lizzo ad, and I hear the audience. The audience was not happy with me. So I will play a little bit of Sydney Sweeney to make up for it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Do you feel better now? Are you happy now? Does that make up for the Lizzo clip? Okay. Does that make up for it now? Are you happy? Okay. Now you're not mad at me anymore. Okay. Now you're not mad at me anymore. Now we can move forward, okay? There. Everybody was yelling at me, being very mean. And you guys know when people are mean to me on the internet, it hurts my feelings. But listen, you can't blame me for the Lizzo clip. Do you know who you can blame? Cory Booker. Cory Booker called for it.
Why did American Eagle hire a young white woman with perfect breasts to do their jeans commercial? Why not a fat black woman? Huh? Why not hire a 400-pound Shamika with a perm twerking? Maybe eating some fried chicken or something. Why not hire that fat bitch? Why did America...
So Cory Booker, he was very passionate. He was very passionate about that. And so the Democrats, listen, at least they've got a little bit of self-awareness.
Have you seen the Sydney Sweeney ad, Senator? And if so, what did you think about it?
Yes, I saw the ad. And okay, the young woman does have big, beautiful breasts. But let's not lose sight of what's important. We are the party of ugly, fat people. We can't just allow these Republicans to put a beautiful white young woman with perfectly round titties in their ads, because people like that shit. We need to keep putting fat, ugly bitches in our ads, you know? Stay woke.
AI is terrifying. Like, we can laugh at it and meme on it and all of that, but the truth is AI is straight up terrifying. It really is. And I don't think we truly understand how bad it's going to be. But with that said, new meme template just dropped, ladies and gentlemen. New meme template has dropped. Thanks to President Trump, we have a new meme out. So now everyone is going to be using that whenever a chick is posted online. They're just going to be going, would. So there it is right there. New Trump template has dropped. So there you have it. Oh, what a day it's been. The most memeable person ever, President Trump. Not even close. Now, apparently, Beyoncé has this new Levi's ad. Someone had brought that up. So right here, Megyn Kelly responded. So first you got Beyoncé stars in a new ad campaign for Levi's. The singer appears with blonde curly hair in new photos released by the jeans brand. It comes after the Sydney Sweeney new American Eagle ad was criticized by liberals who called it racist. So Beyoncé is almost as white as I am at this point. She's almost as white as me. Now, Megyn Kelly responded to this. This is the opposite of the Sydney Sweeney ad. Quite clearly, there's nothing natural about Beyoncé. Everything from her image to her fame to her success to her look is bought and paid for. Screams artificial, fake, enhanced, trying too hard. 1,000%. Everything Megyn Kelly says right here is spot on. Everything she says. Now, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am a true Beyoncé hater. I am a true Beyoncé hater because I think Beyoncé is one of the most overrated, overhyped entertainers ever. I think that Beyoncé is, I think comparing her, calling her trash is disrespectful to trash. And so I've already apologized to trash in the past because I've made comments that says Beyoncé is worse than trash. And then the trash community reached out and said, hey, Jeremy, that's pretty offensive. And I said, you know what, Senator, I'm going to do better. So I apologized to the trash community because they were very, very unhappy with my comparison. So to the trash community, I apologize. I should have never, ever compared Beyoncé to you. So, but yeah, I think she's the worst. I think she's the worst. I think there are legitimate, female entertainers out there that are legends. Like, you're going to tell me Beyonce's better than Whitney Houston? Are you kidding me right now? Like, if you tell me that Beyonce is better than Whitney Houston, I will never take you seriously ever again on anything you ever say. You're going to tell me Beyonce's better than Janet Jackson? You really going to tell me that? Seriously. Get the hell out of here, man. So yeah. I mean, it's just not even a competition. Worst entertainer ever. Most overhyped, overrated, media hyped piece of trash ever. Except, sorry for the trash community again. Let's see. Ministry of Own Thing says Lizzo's Galway is still big enough to make the U.S. start using the metric system, yet somehow she still has no ass. George Make Toast for $2. Thank you. Ministry of Own Thing says that was supposed to say Galway. Yeah, I was wondering what the fuck you were saying. Galway? I was like, what? This is why we sound stupid. Because you're stupid. And then we sound stupid. Ministry of Wrong Think. Thank you, Ministry of Wrong Think. I appreciate it. Emerald Eyes for 20 says, all the lefty chicks seething over Sweeney Jeans ad should just admit they're jealous. It's okay. We understand you're too lazy to get fit. I weighed 190 last year and worked hard to get to 134. You can do it, ladies. Hell yeah. Well, first of all, congratulations on that. Secondly, you're 100% right. That's all it really comes down to. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to think like, I don't know. I've seen Sydney Sweeney in a couple of things. Like she's like, her acting ability is not why I'm watching Sydney Sweeney. You know, I'm not saying she's not a good actress. I'm saying that I don't remember anything that she said in any of the roles she was in. But, you know, she's worth looking at. Thomas Owen says, have you checked out Alex Stein's video of him testifying to the Texas Senate? Yes, we covered that yesterday. Kevin Spears says, my only issue with a Trump third term is what if he starts to slip in age? I don't want Dems to use that as a weapon on him. He deserves better. Yeah, so President Trump actually commented on a potential third term. Because of course he did. Let me see if I can find this clip right here. Trump, I mean, we're only 6 months in to this term, and he won't let go of a third term. He won't do it. Let me see it right. No, I had it earlier. So many things that that I'm covering because I've got so much bookmarked for Tuesday night's main event as well. It's right. All these stupid memes, man. They're everywhere right now. Is this it? Fact. Oh, no, this is where Trump had to fact check CNBC, though. So CNBC attempted to fact check President Trump after he said he got the most votes in the history of Texas, but then had to admit Trump was right. Here it is.
You know, here we go. So you did get the highest number of votes in Texas, so that's true. But when you're talking about,
then you don't have to say anything more, Joe.
I got to say this.
No, don't say anything more. Don't qualify it by saying,
no,
I got the highest number of votes.
You did.
In the history
I'm moving
of
on. I'm moving on to your claim that
Trump's like, stop. Now you can say right there. You don't have to say anything else. You just leave it there. You just leave it there. But there was where's it at? Is this it right here? Yes, here's the 2028 clip right here.
Unless I run again.
Are you going to run again? The
No,
Constitution.
probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
and you're not going to fire Jay Powell. We'll go all talk about all the stuff that.
Hey, Becky, I'd like to run. I have the best poll numbers I've ever had. You know why? Because people love the tariffs, and they love the trade deal, and they love that countries. And they love that foreign countries aren't ripping us off anymore. For years, they ripped us off, friend and foe. Unless I run again.
I'm telling you, man. I think Trump's going to make this interesting. I would not put anything past him. I think he's trolling right now, but I also think that there is a little bit of seriousness to him saying, "How can I work this in?" Like he is, don't put anything past Trump. Just saying. Just saying. Keep that in mind. But you never know. You never know with Trump. I remember a lot of people said he wasn't going to run in 2024. And I was like, yes, he is. He absolutely is going to run in 2024. So right here, this is Benny Johnson had Anna Paulina Luna on. Listen to what she had to say.
Fascinating name here is Alberto Gonzales and Robert Mueller. He was the director of the FBI, and Alberto Gonzales was the head of the DOJ when Epstein got his true get out of jail free card. The actual cover up was in 2005, 2006, 2007, when Epstein was allowed to skate, even though they had him dead to rights. Those are, I think, going to be some very, very powerful and important questions. What do you intend on asking, Congresswoman?
I'm asking them directly who authorized this information to be placed in burn bags, and what information do they have about the former deputy director of the FBI destroying evidence pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, which we know right now the FBI is actively investigating. So this is not a conspiracy theory. This happened. Actually, it was your show that kind of tipped me off to follow up with one of those whistleblowers, and now that's a full-fledged investigation. So kudos to you, Benny.
So hold on. You're saying, you're confirming to us that the FBI has destroyed Epstein evidence?
I'm confirming that there's an open investigation and that the leads on your show resulted in them finding burn bags pertaining to Russiagate and potentially Epstein. Yes.
Well, this is news to us, and we're excited to hear that. A lot of these things happen, obviously, in a secured environment, but that makes us really happy on this program. So the entire burn bag saga began with our show. Well, that's wonderful to hear.
Correct. It had ties to it for sure.
Okay.
So look, right now, obviously the American people are rightfully so really frustrated with how, there's been just this lapse of justice within our own government for people that are very elite, very wealthy, very powerful. And I'm just really happy to know that under this administration that people are being held accountable. And I will say this, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes, but the fact is that they are arresting, they're going after these people. And, had Tulsi not come forward with that information in regards to Russiagate, I mean, think about it, literally people using their positions of power to violate constitutional rights, civil liberties, go after people, spy. It can't be tolerated in a free, fair society. So thank you for doing what you're doing to cover all this, Benny.
Absolutely. And, I think that, I think it's, I see people in the comments saying stuff about Benny. I am friends with Benny. I like Benny. Benny is crushing it right now. And if you think that Benny is not a huge net positive, you are out of your fucking mind. Benny has been Benny's one of the biggest conservative names now there is. He's absolutely crushing it right now. So I love what he's doing. I'm super happy with it. And I hope he continues to highlight so many of these things and put a huge spotlight on so many of these things. So I'm absolutely happy with everything Benny Johnson's doing. Mad Frog says, is we getting stimulus checks? I've got a clip that I got to show you because I was watching it earlier and I got to find it now. I got to go into my YouTube history. Benny Kart win. Well, we do have Mario Kart tomorrow, so I'm happy about that. I don't know if I have this clip or not. Is this might be it. Okay, right here. Okay. So you got to listen to this right here. Now, I didn't hear this whole clip earlier, but this is the Texas Democrats situation. And there's a point in this where I heard the comments and I'm just like, this is amazing. So I will tell you what I'm talking about when we get to it, but here we go. Let's listen in.
Greg Abbott is now calling for the arrest of more than 50 Texas Democrats who fled their state, hoping to block redistricting efforts. Those Democrats are now declaring an all-out war against the new map, preventing a vote that would give Republicans up to 5 additional seats in Congress. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Emily Campagno, and here with my co-host, Harris Faulkner. Also joining us today, Ainsley Earhart, Fox and Friends co-host, Dr. Nicole Saphier, Fox News contributor and board-certified physician, and Joey Jones, Fox News contributor, retired U.S. Marine bomb tech, and New York Times best-selling author of Behind the Badge. Now, Governor Abbott is threatening those Dems with the risk of daily fines, among other severe consequences, like felony charges and removal from office. At stake here is control of Congress. The effort to redraw the congressional map in Texas could give Republicans up to 5 seats, giving the GOP an advantage in next year's midterms. Texas House Speaker Dustin Burrows is now signing civil arrest warrants, citing dereliction of duty after dozens skipped off to blue states. But those Dems aren't backing down. Here's a few of them during a press conference in Illinois last hour. Watch.
Right now, there's folks saying that we walked out.
This is my favorite part right here, okay? And you're going to see it here in just a minute, all right? Just listen to this.
And I think everyone behind me will say, we're standing up. And as Texans would say, we're standing tall.
My Republican colleagues in Texas, you wrong for this. You wrong.
You wrong for this. You wrong for this. You wrong for this.
And I think everyone behind me will say, we're standing up. And as Texans would say, we're standing tall.
My Republican colleagues in Texas, you wrong for this. You wrong for this. You already have the governor's office. You're the majority in the Senate, the majority in the House. What more do you want?
What we see here happening in Illinois.
Did she say the line? Did she say the line?
What more do you want from me?
What more do you want?
The majority in this office. You're the majority in the Senate, the majority in the House. What more do you want?
What we see here happening in Illinois is the fight for our democracy, is the fight for America. And the people standing here today are on the front lines of that fight. These are the fighters for our democracy.
And while Democrats across the country are calling foul over the redistricting efforts in Texas, President Trump is pointing out the hypocrisy.
You know, those blue states that you're talking about. You know, somebody gave a good example. In Massachusetts, I got, I think, 41% of the vote. It's a very, blue state. And yet it's got 100% of Congress, 100%. Did you notice they go to Illinois for safety? But that's all gerrymandered. California is gerrymandered. We should have many more seats in Congress in California. It's all gerrymandered. And we have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats.
Joey, you and I chatted about this last night, and it's sort of hard to hear someone saying that there's a threat to democracy happening when they are totally abandoning their position of the constitutional duty to actually legislate representing the will of the people.
Yeah, well, again, and we're not gonna listen to Fox's whole breakdown of it. I wanted to play that little bit there, but again, this is only going to damage the Democrats even more, and they are truly at the bottom of the barrel right now with how people are viewing them and how their behavior has been over the last several years. And this type of shit right here does not help them at all. It only confirms everything that everyone says about them, that they're all just a bunch of cowards. Now, the flip side of this is that is Texas actually going to follow through with the threats? And that's going to be the concern right there. Is Texas going to actually follow through? Because that will continue to get people frustrated with the Republicans if we continue to hear more empty threats. So time will tell what happens with this. We will see. Jenna Hughes for a MAGA red $100. Thank you, Jenna. Hey, Jeremy. I know it's been a minute, but I've still been here. You're crushing it, too. I was here for the introduction of the 199, and look at you kicking it with 2,700 of us. Benny's okay, but he doesn't have the 199. Rock on 199. Keep on. Keep up the great work. Jenna, thank you. Appreciate you so much. I know you've been here forever, and many of you have been here for a long, long time, and I really do appreciate it. I know that we get new viewers in here sometimes, and I get super sarcastic, and some people just do not understand my sarcasm sometimes, but but I really appreciate the people that have been here the whole time. This show just continues to be awesome and a lot of fun, and no matter when I go live, people always show up. The 199 always here, so thank you so much. I got to show you this. And this is where, speaking of like, 199 and all that stuff, this is where we need a better infrastructure at Geeks and Gamers so that we can build things out. Tree Bear posted this. Tree Bear went ahead and got Geeks and Gamers Pokemon cards made. Look at this. Tree Bear gets Geeks and Gamers Pokemon cards made. This is insane. And I'm sitting there going like, I really wish we had everything in place to where I could develop these. We could take orders on these and ship these out. Like, this is crazy awesome. And it has gotten the wheels turning, with some ideas. But, I mean, this is absolutely insane. This is crazy. So I was talking to Tree Bear about it, about what we can do maybe to mass produce some of these. So it's absolutely crazy that he took the time to put this together. And so that's why I'm trying to always build, reinvest all the money, build this up. That's why we've got some big plans that I'm going to be announcing in a few weeks, some stuff we've been working on that I'm very excited about. And yeah, so shout out to Tree Bear, though. That's crazy awesome. So thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much. East Coast Toasted Boy says the work song is so fucking annoying. Jeremy, maybe rip us in. Maybe. I haven't even talked to Ripa about that yet, but maybe. Dixie says Juice, like from Sons of Anarchy. Cast 199. Kevin Spears says Sweeney is like a 6 in the face, but a 9 in the body. Bro, stop, Kevin. Kevin, stop it. Stop it. She's not a 6 in the face. No. I'm just a subscriber for 5. Says, take my money. Those Booker and Bernie clips were hilarious. Kevin says, if liberal states redraw districts, wouldn't they lose seats because of everyone is jumping ship? I'm in Tennessee, and they are annoyingly moving here. Well, a lot of them are moving to Florida, too. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. Bolt Runner says President Trump was just asked an interesting question. Here's a link. If you're referencing his question about JD Vance and Marco Rubio, yeah, we covered that just a little while ago. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then Bolt Runner says, you get those cards, I'm in. Fantastic Snock says, why do these Dems sound so illiterate? NDI says, all of this reminds me of that Helen Keller once said. And it's just blank for some reason. John for 10 says, it's business and parenting 101. Never issue a threat you never intend to follow through on. Agreed. Epic Reader says, hail chat and to the 199. Thank you. Matt Frog says, in El Salvador, they just changed the Constitution to so there are no presidential term limits. Trump should take notes. Mika says cards as Velcro patches for book bags. Hey, you never know. But we do have Tuesday night's main event coming up very soon. So I'm going to be wrapping this stream up. This is just a quick stream to catch up on some of the news throughout the day. We have Tuesday night's main event that's happening on the main Geeks and Gamers channel in 25 minutes. So I hope you guys will join us over there. We're going to cover a lot of the stuff in the entertainment world. Daniel says, Kevin is correct. She has derp eyes. You guys are fucking crazy. Again, I don't think Sydney is like prime Jessica Alba. Okay. Because prime Jessica Alba has a great personality. Prime Jessica Alba is okay, but Sydney Sweeney's pretty damn hot. Let's see. Jessica who? Jessica Alba, bro. You don't know who Prime Jessica Alba is. Perfection, okay? Perfection. As I've said many times, Into the Blue. Just watch Into the Blue with Jessica Alba and Paul Walker, and you will thank me later. It's actually a good movie, too. Into the Blue is actually a very good movie. It's got Josh Brolin in it, Paul Walker, and Jessica Alba, and you will thank me. As a matter of fact, I'll show you my favorite scene from Into the Blue. Here we go right here. I think this is a good scene. I think this is an educational scene. I think that, and again, this is only for educational purposes, as I'm going to show you this, okay? Right here. Okay, this is a great scene from Into the Blue right here. Great scene. Just the cinematography, the angles. This is a great scene. You know what I mean? Like, I really think this is a great scene right there, okay? Really, like, well shot, okay? But we're going to end it there. Tuesday night's main event. I'll raid that chat, and you guys can continue the discussion over there if you're interested. And if you don't care to hear about us talking about pop culture and video games, I totally understand. Who knows? I might do another stream tonight. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out on a Tuesday, and I'll see you for Tuesday night's main event here in about 23 minutes, it looks like. So have a good evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.